Okay, so let's just look at the calendar for a second. It's mid-February 2026.
Yep.
And depending on where you are listening, it could be raining, maybe snowing, or just, that gray late winter feeling.
Oh, I know it well. The sun sets at 5 and you start questioning all your life choices.
Exactly. But, and this is the thing, if you're a parent, or really anyone in education, you know that right now, February is, well, it's crunch time.
It absolutely is. This is the moment that psychological switch flips. You stop thinking about winter coats and suddenly you're in a dead sprint for a spot in July.
The race for summer is officially on. My inbox is just a mess of early bird specials and registration open emails.
It's a total war zone.
And today, we're doing a deep dive into a really specific part of that race. We have a registration page here, some testimonials, all for one program, the San Diego Art Camp.
And I think what's so fascinating here isn't just that it's a summer camp. It's that we can use this one camp, what they teach, where they teach it, who's teaching, as a kind of lens.
A lens for what, exactly?
Yeah. For what actually makes a learning experience valuable for kids in that, 6 to 11 age range.
Right. Because I saw the headline on the source material, where creativity comes to play. And I'll be honest, my cynical side kind of kicked in.
Cute tagline.
Yeah, marketing 101. But then you start to dig into the details and you realize there's a lot more going on here than just keeping kids busy for a week.
There is. And if you look at the source text, the first thing that really jumps out at you isn't even the art. It's the panic or maybe the scarcity.
Oh, absolutely. It's February, but I'm looking at the dates here. 3 weeks in July. And next to every single one,
Capacity is nearly full.
capacity is nearly full. I mean, that phrase raises my blood pressure just reading it. But
Yeah.
why? Is it just hype?
Well, from an analytical view, it just signals a really high perceived value. When you see that months in advance, it tells you this isn't some drop-in thing, it's a destination.
Okay, so to figure out why, we have to look at the curriculum itself.
Exactly. We have to unpack the product.
So let's do that. Because when I think art camp, I'm picturing, construction paper and glue sticks. A lot of chaos. But the list of disciplines here is, well, it's specific.
Very specific. The source lists 4 main pillars: photography, ceramics, painting, and dance.
Okay, hold on. Photography, we're talking about 6 to 11-year-olds.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, most parents I know are trying to get screens away from their kids. Isn't a camera just more digital noise?
That is such a common thought, but this is where it gets really interesting developmentally. There's a huge difference between consuming content on a screen and composing it with a lens.
Okay, break that down for me. Because to a 6-year-old,
To a 6-year-old, a screen is a screen, right? But not necessarily. When a kid is scrolling on a tablet, they're passive. But when you hand them a camera, you are teaching them visual literacy. You're asking them to make choices.
what do I frame? Where's the light? That kind of thing.
Precisely. It turns them from a passive consumer into an active curator. It's about executive function, planning a shot in a way that watching a video just isn't.
Okay, I can see that. It's active looking. But then you swing to the complete other end of the spectrum with ceramics.
Yes, the tactile part.
This is the messy part. This is clay under the fingernails.
And it is so vital. I mean, we live in a frictionless world of smooth glass screens. Ceramics is all friction. It provides something called proprioceptive input.
Propria what?
Proprioception. It's the body's sense of its own location and movement. When a kid is wrestling with a lump of clay, they are getting this deep sensory feedback. They learn about gravity, about structure.
And I'm guessing about failure. Because clay collapses.
All the time. And that is the lesson. On an iPad, you just hit undo. In ceramics, the pot collapses. You have to rebuild. That teaches resilience in a really physical, undeniable way.
So we have the intellectual visual side with photography and the gritty physical side with ceramics. Painting, I guess, is the bridge between them.
In a way, yeah. Painting is about color theory, composition, emotional expression. It engages a whole different part of the cortex.
And then, just to throw a curveball in, the brochureless dance.
This is the one that really got me.
Because you usually send your kid to art camp or dance camp, right?
Yeah.
Mixing them feels bold.
It's multimodal. And for this age range, 6 to 11, it is brilliant. Think about a normal school day. You sit, you focus.
You get fidgety.
Exactly. You get cognitive fatigue. By adding dance, the camp introduces a gross motor release. You've been sitting there with a tiny paintbrush. Okay, now get up and move your entire body through space.
It regulates their energy.
It resets the whole nervous system. So when they go back to the ceramics wheel, they're fresh.
It's almost like creative circuit training.
That's the perfect analogy. It
Mhm.
is. You're not just working one muscle, the drawing muscle, until it's exhausted. You're rotating through visual, tactile, and kinetic creativity. It creates flow, not burnout.
So when the tagline says where creativity comes to play, that's not just marketing fluff. It's actually a pretty sophisticated neurological loop.
Exactly. It's an engineered experience.
Now, I want to pivot to where this is all happening.
Yeah.
Because the location they list isn't just some community center basement.
No. The source says St. Paul's Cathedral on 6th Avenue, but then it explicitly adds Ham plus Balboa Park.
And that P plus Balboa Park is doing some heavy lifting. For anyone who hasn't been to San Diego, what does it mean to have an art camp in Balboa Park?
It means the environment becomes the third teacher.
A third teacher.
Yeah, it's a concept from the Reggio Emilia approach. You have
Mhm.
the parent, the teacher, and the environment. And Balboa Park isn't just some grass. It's a library of textures and history and architecture.
I'm looking at photos of it now.
Mm.
I mean, you've got this incredible Spanish colonial revival architecture, the ornamentation, the columns.
Right, so connect that back to the curriculum. You're teaching photography. You don't need a still life. You just walk the kids over to the California Tower and have them look at the light and the pattern.
So the desert garden. I've been there. It's full of these huge sculptural cacti.
Exactly. You're teaching texture and ceramics. You take them to the cactus garden. You look at the spikes, the smooth parts, the bark on the trees. Then you go back to the studio and try to recreate that in clay.
It grounds the art in the real world. It's not just make a bowl. It's look at this incredible thing in nature. Now interpret it.
And painting, too. I mean, plein air painting outdoors is a classic. Giving kids a chance to do that in a place like Balboa Park feels elevated. It shows them that art happens out in the world, not just under fluorescent
It
lights.
sounds expansive.
It is. And that matters for kids that age. They need to feel small next to a big building. It stimulates the imagination in a way that four walls just can't.
Speaking of the vibe, let's talk about the people running this. The source material gives us two names, Val and Jana.
Yep, powered by Val is the brand.
And there's this really interesting detail in their bio. It says, originally from Europe, we speak English, French, and Czech.
I circled that too.
Now, I have to be the skeptic again. Is this just a buzzword? I mean, does European actually mean anything here, or is it just to make the parents feel fancy?
It's a fair question.
Yeah.
But I think in arts education, it can signal a specific philosophy.
Also-
Well, there's often a difference between the American style of kids' art. You know, let's make a Thanksgiving turkey from a handprint.
Right, very product-focused.
And the European atelier style, which is more about the process, exploring materials. It suggests a sensibility that values the doing of the art just as much as the thing you take home for the frizz.
It adds a layer of cultural texture.
Cultural texture, that's a great way to put it. And just hearing different languages around, even if the camp is in English, it subtly expands a child's world. It breaks the bubble a little.
It makes it feel a bit more worldly.
Yeah.
Like you're going to Val and Jana's studio, not just day camp.
And that personal connection is backed up so heavily by the testimonial in the source.
Oh, we have to talk about Abigail's grandparents.
Yes. This is a crucial piece of the puzzle.
So the quote is, "This was the third summer my husband and I treated our granddaughter to art camp, organized and delivered by outstanding artists Val and Jana."
Stop right there. Third summer.
That's the retention gold standard, right?
Yep. It's everything. In summer programs, getting a family back once is good. 3 consecutive years. That means the kid didn't get bored. It means the program grew with them.
And let's be real, grandparents are the ultimate judges. If they're paying for it, they want to see value. They want to see the kid is thriving.
And look at how they describe them. Outstanding artists and talented educators. But then they use this one phrase that I think is the secret sauce to this whole thing.
I think I know what you're going to say. It jumped out at me too. Supportively motivational.
That's the one. Enriching learning experiences in the best supportively motivational ways.
Let's deep dive on that phrase. Why does supportively motivational matter so much?
Because teaching art to kids is just, it's a minefield. It's a delicate balance.
How is it a minefield?
If you're too critical, you crush their spirit. You tell a 7-year-old their drawing is wrong, and they might never pick up a pencil again.
We all know those adults who say, "Oh, I can't even draw a stick figure."
Exactly. But on the other hand, if you just say everything is perfect, here's a gold star, they don't learn anything. And kids know when they're being pandered to.
Right. The trap of empty praise.
Supportively motivational implies that middle path. It means pushing the child to do better, to try a harder technique, but doing it from a place of encouragement. It means taking their work seriously.
You're treating them like little artists, not just kids doing crafts.
Precisely. And for grandparents to pick up on that specific nuance, that it wasn't just fun, it was enriching and motivational, that tells me everything. They are mentoring, not just monitoring.
It really just paints this picture of a camp that is incredibly intentional, but now we have to face the cold, hard reality of logistics.
The practical side.
We mentioned the dates, we mentioned capacity nearly full, but we also have talked price. The source says from $585.
Which for a week of full-day camp in 2026, that's a real investment.
It is. I mean, $585 is not nothing, but clearly people are paying it.
It comes back to value density. When you combine small ratios, which is implied since it's run by just Val and Jana, with a premium location like Balboa Park and specialized gear like kilns, parents see that $585 as tuition.
That's a great distinction. It's tuition, not babysitting.
Right. And the scarcity factor, the fact that it fills up in February, it validates that price. It's a feedback loop. Everyone wants this, so it must be worth it.
The fear of missing out, but for your kid's education.
It is. And there's another detail in the contact info. It lists a Gmail address. This isn't a franchise. There's no corporate HQ somewhere else.
It's grassroots. It's artisanal.
It is, and I think that's a huge part of the appeal in 2026. In a world where everything is automated and scaled, there's this huge hunger for things that are human. Parents want Val and Jana, not staff member #42.
They want a connection, a mentor.
And that's exactly what this brochure is promising.
So if you're listening right now, and maybe you're not in San Diego, maybe you don't have a 6-year-old, why does this deep dive matter?
I think it matters because it's a model for what engaging experiences look like. We live in a world of digital distraction. Our work is on screens, our entertainment is on screens.
Even school is on tablets so much of the time.
Exactly. So look at what this camp offers. Clay, paint, dance, nature. It's radically physical, radically tactile.
It's analog.
High-quality analog. And the takeaway here, whether you're planning a summer for a kid or even just thinking about your own life, is that there's immense value in that kind of multi-disciplinary physical creativity.
Connecting the hands to the brain.
Yes. The reason this camp is nearly full in February isn't just because parents need childcare. It's because we instinctively know that human beings, especially little ones, but all of us, we need to make things. We need to move. We need to get dirty.
And we all need mentors who are supportively motivational. We all need a Val and Jana.
We really do. Someone to tell us, hey, that pot is a little lopsided, but just keep going. Try it again.
You know, looking at all this, I have to admit, I'm a little bit jealous.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Can I sign up? I want to spend a week in Balboa Park making pottery and dancing.
Honestly, if they opened an adult session, it would probably sell out even faster.
Where creativity comes to play.
Yeah.
Shouldn't just be for kids, right?
Not at all. We could all use a little creative cross-training.
So here's the bottom line. We've looked at this one camp. We've seen how they blend disciplines to create this kind of neurological circuit training for kids. We've seen how they use the incredible geography of Balboa Park.
And we've seen how that personal touch, the human-centric approach from educators like Val and Jana, creates this loyalty that lasts for years, and that the market is hungry for that.
So as you go about your week, whether you're booking a camp or just booking a meeting, think about that mix. Are you getting enough tactile in your life? Are you creating? Are you moving?
And are you taking the time to observe the world like a photographer, even without a camera in your hand?
That's the thought to leave you with. Thanks for diving in with us.
Always a pleasure.